Incidents of oil spill are happening every day all around the world, causing a big impact on the environment. Above 80% of spilled oil becomes hazardous contamination and continues to exist in the ecosystem. Therefore, the very first question for us is, what can we do with the oil waste? And are there any opportunities for us to retrieve the waste energy in an effective way and transform it to be one type of architectural materials? Here in Japan, there are attempts to mitigate the industrial look of oil silos to make them friendlier to people. Realizing our site, which locates in an industrial area where there are quite a few oil silos, creating an image of ordinary urban landscape. Our ambition is to utilize the inevitable oil spill accidents, optimize the way in which the energy is stored, and introduce a new relationship established between an energy storage and architecture system. In addition to this, architecture that we propose could provide the possibility of an urgent shortage of energy, which means the increasing and decreasing in the scale of our proposal depends on the frequency of oil spill and natural disaster. The reason we use human hair to absorb the oil is because there are millions of micro pockets all around the surface of a hair stem that traps the oil. That is why we have to shampoo our hair. Human hair can also be considered as waste energy from biological cycle. Therefore, we collect them and optimize their performance by weaving them into fabric-like materials. And before they are ready to be fabricated into our component, we have to add an oil solidifying agent into its surface. This powder will rubberize the oil and turn it into solid mass of bitumen after 1 week. The most common way to retrieve the oil is to use booms filled with either wood chips or a mixture of fiber and chemical powder or human hair to line around the spill areas and let them passively absorb the oil. This requires a great deal of effort and considerable amounts of time, but unfortunately not very effective. Therefore, we decided to utilize the swarm intelligence and try to mimic the behavior of the swarm eating a subject from all around in an emerging pattern. This way, it will also prevent oil from running off its original location. And in order to intercept the oil movement, we need a long-shaped device to do the job, and that is how a snake robot comes into a picture. This is the summary of our retrieving process. We make hair mats, fabricate them into ring-shaped components, and put on snake robots to retrieve the oil. After the retrieval, we will obtain a number of soft tubes that have been rubberized in the solidification process. Because of the momentary softness of the material, we take this opportunity to generate geometries of our architecture by using gravity to form a series of catenary arches. A set of solidified arches will be used as frames for the second set of tubes to drape down and form walls and ceilings for functional spaces. With the alteration of components size, we can have louver-like openings that would allow light to come in and generate patterns of shadow on the floor. When these structures become totally solidified, architecture will act as energy storage as well as accommodate places for public activities under them.